it's a similar sort of vein with the tagging bit, but showback versus chargeback.
Yes. So if you have a central IT budget and you want to be able to, shall we say, manage by nudges and winks, then you might do so via showback. You would be saying, hey, marketing, you're costing us X, try and do a bit better.
Doing better. Spend less.
If, though, your budget is federated, your IT budget is federated through various departments, programs, business units, etc., and you want to apportion that central cloud IT spend that somebody has signed their life away to, then you have to set up the commercial infrastructures by which you say, and this is where the tagging element comes back into it then at that point, we don't want to pay for our cloud by a central pot. We expect that cloud expenditure to be subdivided based on consumption and use. Therefore, marketing, here's your slice, you take care of that, please. Advertising over there, sales, accounting, operations, whatever it may be, that comprises, whatever departments comprise the organization. Take the weight, take your load of it. And that's why there is such a drive in tagging to aim as high as possible as to what is apportioned on a chargeback model, because if it's not, then there has to be a slush fund centrally to pick up the stuff that's not tagged.
Absolutely. I'm going to play devil's advocate again, because I know you love devil's advocate. I work in marketing. I'm working on a new colouring in campaign. Oh, sorry, I mean new cool, fun campaign. Sorry, marketing people. No one watches this anyway, but if you are
not from marketing anyway.
Yeah, I'm sorry, it was a joke. Is it my responsibility to understand how much I'm spending in the cloud to run a campaign or to do whatever kind of improvements we're doing? Or should I actually expect the FinOps team or a finance team, if there's no one from FinOps, to kind of make me aware of an increase in spend that I'm doing? Because I don't want that shock. You know, I don't want that shock at the end of the month, at the end of the quarter, end of the half year, end of the year, whatever it may be, however that kind of internal recharging happens, to say, you've actually spent another 5-6 figures on your cloud services because you've been running this campaign. Whose responsibility is it to tell me in marketing that I am spending a lot more money than I potentially should be?
So I think the, shall we say, the reporting and governance function of that should be down to whoever is managing the cloud.
Okay.
But
so the FinOps guys, hopefully.
So the FinOps guys are doing the governance and the reporting thereof. However, if sort of amber lights are going off from a budgetary point of view, it should be marketing who should be throttling that, because they are the business owners then at that point.
Yeah. That's the kind of devil's bit I'm trying to play here, right? Is marketing would be the business owners of that service and what they are doing.
Yeah.
They're already, if you're already tagging stuff and doing showback and chargeback, they're already aware that they pay for cloud services.
Yeah.
Is it actually their job to understand them paying more money to do a service?
Totally. So if we take that marketing example that you rightly mentioned, when they set up campaigns or initiatives, they do so to a budget.
Yeah.
It's otherwise they have to go cap in hand to the CFO and explain we're over by 20, 40, 50,000 or whatever the excess may be. Can we have some more money, please? We're very sorry. We did it because we mismanaged the cloud. Okay, so that'll put a freeze change on your hire then for the next 12 months. Go fish.
If I was the CFO, I would also then go back and say, well, FinOps, say for example, you have got a FinOps team or someone who's looking at this, at least on a monthly basis from a billing perspective. I would then go, yeah, but what, you know, marketing were busy running this campaign, people who are doing the reporting, why didn't you flag it? So would you, this is where I think, again, it comes back to your thing of it's different for different organizations, right? Because I absolutely think some people would go, right, marketing, you've got your cloud instances, you manage it, go, you're responsible for it. You spend more than you should be, that's on you. But there are probably going to be other organizations that go, hold on, you're responsible for doing the reporting and the billing. Yeah, you're not actually FinOps, but you should have still flagged this to someone, because marketing were over here doing their campaigns. Do you know what I mean? It's that
day job. I get you. It's that day job element of actually doing the marketing as opposed to worrying about the IT that's behind it.
Yeah.
However, at this point in this world, the IT is part of their day-to-day job. It's part of their solution spend. So, or their initiative spend, or their project spend, or whatever it is they're doing. No more than if they thought one day it'd be great to hire 100 people to post leaflets through the door. And you know, whatever. It's no different. It's resource consumption then at that point. It's thinking about it in that perspective.
I see. And again, going back to, you know, every day-to-day kind of examples, if you do have some form of tagging in place, or at least some sort of controls, how would you, with your ITAM hat on,
yeah,
how would you be engaging with the different businesses to say that maybe you've spec this service potentially wrong, or we could actually save a bit of money here if we turn stuff off during the downtime when you're not running campaigns? Going back to the marketing example, as an ITAM person, how would you translate your ITAM knowledge and your ITAM terminology to FinOps and the marketing guys to say, look, I get that cost isn't the thing for you. You don't see an increase in spend as being a bad thing if you get that return on investment, whether the campaigns run well, you get more people to the website, there's a better customer service experience for your end users. But if you identify an opportunity to save some money, which kind of seems counterintuitive now, I'm saying FinOps don't honestly care about saving money. We do care about saving money. Identified a cost saving opportunity. How would we translate that to someone who doesn't really care about money saving? That is the most long-winded way of asking a question I've ever done. I hope you understand what I mean.
I again, it's back to this thing of language that you mentioned, and being able to communicate in the right way. And if money may not be of interest to certain organizations, but allocation of resource, because it could be that the consumption of a given service in a cloud could be better used elsewhere. There could be other areas of the business that would kill for that sort of extra consumption that, as you say, people in marketing, in our given example here, don't care about. And that forms part of a larger pot. So there's only so much of the cake that can go round.
Yeah. I feel like politics could be a big thing with stuff like this, because if an organization's very cloud heavy, they're very agile, they're very wanting to, you know, really push forward and make the most and optimize their investment. And then you've got FinOps and ITAM starting to build that relationship, and even FinOps themselves identifying an increase in cost and, you know, savings opportunities. But then other stakeholders are like, we haven't got time to worry about that. We've got, you know, hard deadlines to do. We need to use these resources. Yeah, we can look at savings later on. But then it goes back to you saying about how people sit around the table, they take 90 days to make a decision, and actually they've wasted 5-6 figures because they didn't make that decision quite quickly. I think there is potential in some organizations, potentially speaking from experience, who knows, that there might be that kind of difference in priorities. I'm trying to be so diplomatic. Where we want to save money, FinOps is flagging how to save money, and the stakeholders that are doing the doing in the cloud don't have the time or don't really care about it. It's hard, man.
It is, and I think it's adopting an agile mindset, and a financially agile mindset as well. So I say agile with a small a, as opposed to the discipline or practice of potentially cutting code or doing IT generally. But understanding that we're all seeking to arrive at the horizon of the vision of the strategy. but we're doing it in different ways. Traditional ITAM goes down a certain route, and perhaps it's more, I don't know, procedural in nature. Whereas FinOps is seeking to move on the fly from the point of view that if they make a shall we say, an adverse or bad decision, they course correct in near real time. But we don't sweat the small stuff then at that point. If we've got the ability or the authority to move back to where we were, we take that decision and we do it. So yeah, I think there are elements of trust around business execution that don't conveniently sit in traditional ways of doing business. Yeah.